Hello everybody. I'm going to show you a very simple model of population. Right? I'm going to create a new model, and I would like to simulate 100 years. So I'm actually going to change units to years and keep the 100. And I'm going to simulate it on the population of the Czech Republic. Okay, so I will create a box variable called population of Czech Republic. Alright. Population of Czech Republic is going to be affected by two major things. First is the newly born kids. So let's call it newborns, or let's call it this way. And on the other hand, it's going to be decreased by the number of deaths. Okay, good. Now what we have to add is a variable called rate of birth. So let's call it birth rate, and on the other hand also a death rate. Okay. So now I have to add a few arrows which would indicate the relationship. So first, there is definitely a relationship between the birth rate and number of births, and also a relationship between the population and number of newborn kids. On the other hand, there is a relationship between a population and number of deaths, and death rate and number of deaths. Okay, so basically the structure of the model is done. Now we have to add few things. First, the population of the Czech Republic. I'm going to set up the initial value to 10 million, which I guess is the case at the moment. Also, I will set up a birth rate, which is going to be, let's say, 1.5%. I know that it's always somewhere between 0.5 and let's say we add a maximum of 20%, which is unreal. But just for the simulation purposes, we can have a look. And the increment will be 0.5. Okay, we will set up a death rate, which will be again between 0.5 and 20% with an increment of 0.5. And we will set it up initially at 2%. Okay, now we need to calculate the number of the birds, actual number. So it's going to be very easy. So let's take population of the Czech Republic multiplied by birth rate divided by 100. And we can do the same thing for the deaths. So it's population again multiplied by the death rate divided by 100. Okay, so now we are all set. I will just add one object called a graph. Gonna be very simple. Output workbench tool. We want to see a level, which is called population of Czech Republic, and we would like to see it on a graph. Okay. Now let's make it a little bit bigger. And now we are all set, and we can run the simulation. I prefer to run the synthesis mode, which I run. Okay. Okay, so now what we see that in 100 years time, if the birth rate stays at 1.5% and the death rate stays at 2%, we will get somewhere to 6 million. So basically the population of the Czech Republic will almost halve in those 100 years. On the other hand, if we increase the birth rate to, let's say, 3%, which seems quite unreal, but we can have a look just for the simulation purposes. We would get pretty high to almost 30 million, which means that the population would triple, which is quite interesting considering the fact that there is approximately 1.5% let's say natural birth rate, and adding up another percent of the immigration. So let's say we'll simulate it for 2.5%. This would mean that if we actually keep this rate of increase in population, in 100 years time the population here would be about 16 million. Okay, thank you for watching, and my next model is going to implement a non-linear relationship between the price and the number of customers, price of a product and the number of customers who are actually going to buy it. So if you're interested, have a look at the next video. Thank you.